Good afternoon, dear students. Today I'm going to discuss the lesson Japan and Brazil through a traveler's eye. Guys, this time because of the pandemic, some of the syllabus is being reduced. That's why this time for the annual exam you are going to get 1 mark 2 questions and 4 mark 1 question and 1 6-mark question from Japan and Brazil through a traveler's eye. So that's why here altogether you are going to get around 12 marks. So quite a big lesson it is. So many marks you are going to fetch with this lesson. That's why you should have a clear idea over this lesson. As you all know, this is a travelogue writing, a travel writing written by George Mickes. George Mickes, a famous Hungarian writer, later he was a British journalist. He is popularly known for his humoric comic commentary or humoric commentary on different countries. He had traveled all over the world, and all his experience of different countries and all he has written in variety of books which are world famous. And today we are going to read one of his extract. Japan and Brazil, two different countries he has visited, and he has written his experience on those two different countries, and that is being selected for your studies. Okay, about Japan and about Brazil. Very interesting the things are here. But before we could directly start with about the Japan, first we should know what is travelogue writing. 1 mark question they may ask you, what is travelogue writing? Travelogue writing is writing one's experience about an alien place. Writing our experience or one's experience about an alien. Alien means unknown place for which you are not connected. Writing your experience about an alien place is a travelogue writing. Travelogue writing is a very old form of writing. In fact, it started in the 2nd century itself. People used to visit different places and write. They used to write the diaries in the 2nd century. We are in 21st century today. Later, as in the 9th and 10th century, when the traveling facilities are increased, then it became very popular. People started getting royal patronage, royal support. Kings, queens started supporting the people to travel from one place to another, and then that's how slowly, when the people were traveling, then naturally the writings came up more in number. And today in the modern world, travelogue writing is a very popular form of writing. It has become a special study. People in the students in the universities, they study as a subject this travelogue writing. Okay, this is what is briefly I have told about the travelogue writing. What is travelogue writing, when it was popular, all these few points important you need to remember. Now come back to Japan. The Japanese mannerism. People of Japan are known for their mannerism, their politeness, their well-behavior. Here, George Mickes says, when a person visits to Japan, just quarter an hour means 15 minutes. If you spend 15 minutes in Japan, that is enough to decide that you are among the highly well-mannered, extremely well-mannered people. You are among the people who are exquisitely well-mannered. Means what he wants to tell us, if you spend 15 minutes in Japan, you will realize that you are among the very well-mannered, well-behaved people. That well-behaved, good people, mannered people are the people of Japan. Here the 1 mark question they'll ask you is, how much time do you need to decide that you are among the exquisitely well-mannered? Exquisitely means extremely well-mannered. How much time it is? Quarter an hour. Okay, quarter an hour is better rather than 15 minutes. 15 minutes for your understanding, right? Japan is a small island. Okay, it is a small island. If you see the map, you will come to know that it is a small island which is overcrowded. So many people, small space to live. Naturally, the people have to respect the privacy of each other. They have to respect the privacy of each other, and that's why there is a courtesy plays a double role. Their politeness, their mannerism plays a double role here. One thing is they shows their courtesy, their mannerism. On the other hand, they want to respect the privacy of each other. Each other should have privacy for each other. So to prove this, writer gives an example here to prove that the Japanese people respect the privacy. One more question, what is the courtesy is a substitute for privacy. This sentence you need to remember. Courtesy, what is the substitute for privacy? On one side, the courtesy is the substitute for privacy. This line is very important. Remember, one mark question once he has asked the annual exam. So, one side you respect the privacy, on the other side it also shows your mannerism, good manner. So, to prove this, that the Japanese people are highly well-mannered people, George Mickes gives an example. Guys, now the mobiles have come, but a few years back when we were children, that time there were no mobiles. There were only red telephone boxes, red telephone booths, 1 rupee coins which we used to put. I don't know whether you have seen or not. And there used to be STD booths, and there used to keep the one telephone where you used to go on talking. But Japan, as it is a small island, they were not having much space to make a telephone booths, STD booths everywhere. To avoid that space, to save the space of the STD booths, a lot of space it requires. To avoid it, what they used to do is, they used to just openly keep the red telephone boxes everywhere, in the hotel, in the malls, everywhere, in the hostels, in the marketplace, in the shops. They used to openly keep on a small table, they used to keep the red telephone boxes. So that, and people used to talk there on those red telephone boxes without any hesitation, the Japanese people. And any passerby can easily listen to the conversation, what is going on. People used to talk their most important business affairs, even the intimate love affairs, the secret love affairs, everything very openly, without any hesitation, they used to talk. But they were not afraid that somebody will listen. And anybody who can pass by can easily listen, but nobody does it, because they believe that a telephone talk is his personal castle. It is his personal affair. We are not supposed to listen to other. They respect the privacy. So though they can easily listen when they pass by, but they never bothered to listen what is going on in the telephone. That's how George Mickes proves that Japanese people were exquisitely well-mannered people. They'll ask you 1 4-mark question is, how did George Mickes proves that Japanese people are well-mannered people? You have to explain this situation. They used to openly keep the red telephone boxes everywhere on the table openly, and everyone used to talk all their important affairs, but nobody bothered to listen it because they respected the privacy. So courtesy is a substitute for privacy. On one side they respected the privacy, on the other side they showed their good manners. So this is what is 1 4-mark question they'll ask you in this paragraph. Hope it's clear. And now the second part, he tells about the mania for bowing. You can find the photo also where the people are bowing here. Everybody keeps on bowing to the other there. There is a mania. There is an obsession. Everybody keeps on bowing to the other who comes in front of them. That is, in a very natural, in an inimitable, unique manner, unique grace they have in bowing each other. Bowing is neither more nor less than shaking a hand, or in our country we just fold our hands saying namaste. In the other country they shake hand, or in some countries they kiss the cheeks of each other. That is nothing but greeting each other. Here, bowing is also nothing but bowing each other, is showing respect for each other. but they have their own inimitable style which cannot be imitated. They have their own unique way of bowing each other. A writer says it is a kind of infectious. The bowing culture in Japan is infectious. Wherever you go, what you see is people go on bowing one another. People go on bowing each other. Looking at them, unknowingly the visitor will also start bowing. It is infectious. The way cold is infectious, the way fever is infectious. Similarly, bowing culture is also infectious in Japan. But when the outsiders bow there, we bow to a wrong person in a wrong time. Either we bend too much, or we bend very little, or we don't fold our hands, we don't clasp our hands. So we cannot bow like the Japanese bow, because they have their own unique way, inimitable, which cannot be imitated, inimitable way they have how to bow. And there is a complicated hierarchy in Japan, and they can manage very easily. The Japanese people manage this complicated hierarchy very easily because they are used to it. But for us outsiders, when they go to Japan, they find it very complicated because there is a fixed rule there. Who should bow to whom, how long they should bow, when two people are bowing each other, who should stand first erect, who should stand later. Like this, there is a fixed hierarchy, there is a fixed rule there. Depending on their social status, on their age, on their social hierarchy, there is a fixed rule. When two people are bowing, who should bow first, who should bow later, who should bend more, who should bend straight, who should stand first erect, there is a complicated hierarchy for outsiders. But for the Japanese people, it is a very easy way. They easily manage it. Even at home, there is a fixed hierarchy. At home, a wife bows to her husband, a son bows to the father, a younger brother bows to the elder brother, a sister bows to all the brothers of any age, maybe younger, maybe elder. Okay, to all the brothers, a sister bows there. Like this, there is a rank, there is a fixed rule there. Even at home, they go on bowing each other depending on their age, on their status. Okay, so that's why for the outsiders it looks complicated, but for the Japanese people it is a very easy way. They easily manage it. This bowing, how complicated it is. For that, George Mikes gives an example. An example of earlier in America, there was a traffic rule. He gives just an example, a reference, how complicated for outsiders. Earlier in America, there was a traffic rule. The traffic rule was when two cars come in front of each other, they should stand until the other car moves. The rule was when the two cars come in front of each other, the car should stop until the other car moves. Then this car also used to wait until this car moves, and this car was waiting for the other car to move. Then who should move first? So the way it is complicated, similar complication was there in Japan with regard to bowing. Who should bow to whom, how long, who should stand first erect. It is complicated for others, but Japanese people manage it very easily. Even a mother when she has a small baby, she will be carrying her child on a saddler. Saddler means a bag in which they used to keep the child, and they used to carry on their back. A mother carries her child on the back in that bag called saddler. Saddler is a bag in which they keep the child and carry it on their back. They don't carry it on the rest. So when the mother bows to someone, when she is taking her child on her back, whenever she goes out, when a mother bows, naturally the child also bows with her, because when her back bows, the child will also bows. So this bowing culture, they put it from the childhood. It has come in their genesis. It has come in their blood. It is a natural way. It is infectious. Wherever you go in Japan, you can find the people bowing to each other. Okay, so here, even in the escalator, the escalator means Escalator means lifts. Okay, even in the lifts, malls, everywhere, the Japanese people appoint the girls. In the escalator, in the hotels, in the malls, they appoint the girl just to go on going. Whoever comes in and goes out. The way we keep the watchmans here, similarly in the malls, hotels, escalator means lifts, they appoint the girls in Japan. Just their work is not any other work, just to go on going. Whoever comes in and goes out, they go on going. And naturally the page boys, the boys, the page boys will be coming. They keep on roaming the doors because they want the girls to keep on going them. So this is so much of importance the Japanese people give for this bowing culture. Okay, hope it's clear. Now the next important, I'm not going line by line, few important things which you need to remember, only that I'm telling here. The next thing is, in a famous place called fast Tokaido line between Tokyo and Osaka. Between Tokyo and Osaka, there is a place called Tokaido line, wherein you can find that there was a bus standing and people were sitting there. And immediately two conductors came into the bus, and they first they didn't directly start collecting the tickets. They first came into the middle of the coach, into the middle of the bus, and they first, in a very ceremonious, in a very traditional, in a formal way, in a very respectful manner, they came into the middle of the coach. They stood together. They very respectfully, formally, they bent both the sides of the passengers. They first bent here and then here. They bowed both the passengers sitting on both the sides, and then the very next moment they started collecting the tickets. It means that even in the government sector, even in the public sectors, when they work, they give importance. It is a very traditional, very formal, and it is a culture which has come in them. They give lot of importance, utmost importance for this bowing culture. You need to remember that word Tokaido line between Osaka and Tokyo. Very important, one mark question. Where is the Tokaido line, or where did the two conductors came into the coach? That line is important. Tokaido line between Tokyo and Osaka. Okay, this is one thing. Next thing is, once the writer George Mikes had visited a place called Nara. Which place? Nara. There, a place, name of a place is Nara. In that Nara, what he did, he visited a park. Okay, he visited a zoo, in fact, not park, it was a zoo where he visited. The writer George Mikes, he visited a place called Nara where he visited a zoo. In that zoo, he saw a deer. What he saw? Deer. One more question they'll ask you. What writer George Mikes saw in Nara? Okay, so he saw a deer. When he saw the deer, immediately he rushed to a nearby shop. He brought a food packet. He wanted to give it to the deer. Immediately he rushed to a nearby shop and brought a food packet for the deer. He brought the food packet and immediately offered before the deer. You know what the deer did? Deer first looked into the eyes of the writer, George Mikes. The deer looked into the eyes of the writer. It looked into the eyes and then immediately it bends for a while. It bends for a while with so much of respect. It is expressing that bowing culture. It bent just the way the Japanese people bend. It bent for a while silently, respectfully to the writer, and after a minute, it stood up and looked into the writer, immediately jumped near the writer and picked that food packet and ran away. This shows that bowing culture has come in their air, that blood, that genesis. Everybody keeps bowing to the other. That bowing culture has come in their blood and their life. Even the deer, even the animals and the birds also have that bowing culture. They too imitate. You know, the writer says the deer was the best to imitate the bowing culture. And the writers was standing on a bus stop once, he explains towards the end. He was standing on a bus stop. All the people were coming, waiting for the bus. Whoever comes there, they first, the way we say namaste here, as soon as they come on the bus stop there, they immediately used to bow each other in a very respectful manner. And everybody keeps on bowing each other until the bus came. Once the bus came there are now these well-mannered, highly sophisticated people who were bowing each other so much respectfully. All of a sudden, they turned to be savages. They turned to be so cruel and so dangerous that now those people, for the sake of seat, to get the seat in the bus, they are ready to put the elbows in each other's stomach. They are ready to put they are putting the toes and every elbows in each other's stomach. And for the sake of seat, they are ready to do anything. They turned savages. They became so cruel for the sake of seat. So writer was surprised. These well-mannered people, so nicely they are behaving till now. For the sake of seats in the bus, they are ready. They have turned savages. So cruel they have turned. He was surprised. This is George Mickey's observation about Japan. One interesting thing is about eating the soup, not drinking the soup. Okay, when the way Indians, we people, when we come to home, somebody comes, we immediately offer a cup of tea, we offer a glass of water. The way, this is our culture. Similarly, in Japan, when you go to any house, the hostess, the lady of the house, she immediately offers you a hot soup. She will offer you the soup whenever some guests come to the house. And when the person is eating the soup, the lady expects that the person should make a fearful noise, because that is a sign of appreciation. Mastage ನೋಡಿ taste ಅಂದಂಗಾಗ್ತದಂತೆ when you make a noise. In our side, in our country, in the European countries, when somebody makes noise while eating something or drinking, we feel it is ill manner. Don't make noise like that. It is illiterate people who do, or it shows uncultured to make noise. But here in Japan, the strange thing is, if you make noise while eating that soup, the lady who has given you soup, she'll feel very happy. She feel making a fearful noise is a sign of appreciation, as if you are appreciating. Mastage ನೋಡಿ taste ಅಂದಂಗಾಗ್ತದೆ. So making a fearful noise is a sign of appreciation. One mark question they'll ask. Be careful. What is a sign? It is a sign of appreciation. If you don't make noise, if you just simply eat it without making noise while eating that soup, then she'll think that what a ill-mannered loud, doesn't know how to behave, as if it is you are insulting to the soup. Okay, you are ill-mannered. She will feel if you don't make fearful noise while enjoying the soup there. This is what is a strange observation of George Mickey's for Japan, about the Japanese people. This is what are the important things which you need to remember. If you make a noise, you'll feel, very well-mannered person, well-brought-up person. How nice he is, how well-mannered, when you make a unfearful noise while eating the soup. So guys, these are the important things. One important thing is 1 mark question, sign of appreciation, red telephone boxes, courtesy, and is a substitute of privacy. These are the important things. For 4 mark, they'll ask you as bowing culture. For 4 mark, they'll ask you how does the writer proves that Japanese people are well-mannered. There you have to write the red telephone boxes openly kept on the telephone, and all that you have to explain. Anybody can listen, but still they never bothered to listen. That paragraph you have to write. But for bowing culture, you have to write this. There is a social hierarchy, who should bow to whom, how long, and even at the family, wife bows to the husband, sister bows to all the brother, son bows to the father. Like this hierarchy you have to mention, and even how the mother bows. when a mother bows the baby on her back, who is sitting in the saddler, the back, it also learns to bow with the mother. This is important. And that Tokaido line, Osaka, where the two conductors, they board the passengers in a most ceremonious, in a very traditional manner, that part. And the place called Nara, where the George Mikes has met a deer, and when he offered the food packet, the deer first it bowed very traditionally to the rider first, and then after a while it took the food packet and ran. That shows even the animals also follow the bowing culture in Japan. And these well-mannered people, how they turn savages for the sake of seats, that also we come across. And the last but not least, very important, is eating the soup, where the strange thing is, the lady of the house, the hostess, will feel happy when you make a fearful noise, because she feel it is a sign of appreciation. You are appreciating the way she has prepared the soup. So guys, these are the important things you need to remember. A very important lesson it is from exam point of view. Very simple, easy it is. You can do very good answers. Wish you good luck. This is Japan part. The Brazil part I'll do with the next video. Thank you.